Now, like I mentioned in the last video, I was out with 2 different setups just before the season ended to try and film 2 different videos, and today it's time for the jig fly. Now, why am I fishing jig fly? You've never seen me do it before. Well, I'm getting more and more conscious about fish care, fish safety, and I think it's safe to say when you're using a jig fly with a single hook, or sometimes if you've got a trailer hook on there, it's a lot more safer than if you're fishing 2 large, let's say 2 O's or 3 O's on a big jerkbait. So essentially you can fish larger profile baits because the fly in the water will spread out and make a large profile, but instead of having the large hook sizes you have to use on the big jerk baits, you can get away with using smaller single hooks. So that's why I'm doing it today, a bit more conscious about the pike fishing. You can probably get similar results using jig flies to using jerk baits and swim baits. Obviously they all have their place in pike fishing, but it's just something you can do, especially if you're a bit like me, you're feeling a little bit conscious, maybe you've had a couple of bad hookups with pike and you want to regain some of your confidence back with pike fishing, something you can do. We'll run into it a little bit more as we go through the video, and we'll take a look at some of the jig flies I brought with me today. So let's crack on. So what sort of setting up are we looking at when it comes to fly fishing, jig fly fishing? Well, we're looking at, let's say, a heavy perch setup. So this is a 21 gram. I'd say this is my heavy perch setup. Fishing with a size 2000 reel, loaded with 25-pound braid, so it's strong enough to handle the pike. You probably want to go for a little bit heavier if, let's say, you don't want to lose your baits constantly in trees. So I'd say anywhere up to about 50 or 60 pound will be a good weight braid, because at least then if you get stuck in some snags you can still have that pressure to pull and bend the hooks out. If you fish much heavier than that on these lighter setups for casting jig flies, you are going to struggle to cast them out. Obviously the thicker braid is going to get caught in the wind a bit more, it's going to have a bit more resistance against it, and you're not going to be able to cast it out as far. So like I say, I'm fishing a 21 gram rod, probably a little bit light, but this way I know I can tie on a smaller, like say a perch style fly if there's tiny jack pike, or if there's a perch that all of a sudden comes in front of me. And then I'm fishing terminal tackle wise, 30-pound wire trace, standard clip on there, heavy clip, probably a 50-pound clip, and then I've got, that is sort of a reaper style fly. Now that is a standard fly for fly fishing, that's not a jig fly, that's a weighted fly, and it sinks fairly slowly in the water, just like let's say a 3 or 4 gram jig fly would do. And the whole reason I'm using this is because it's that less pressure on the fish. You can fish a bait the same size as a jerk bait or a paddle tail bait or a swim bait, but yet you only have to use 1 hook. It's only got 1 hook in there. Sometimes you can get a trailer on the back of there. It means you don't have to put as much pressure on the fish. You get an amazing fight even out the small jack pikes, and you can even fish a bait the same size as a regular heavy swim bait, but weighing only maybe 3 or 4 grams as opposed to 150 gram. So let's crack on with the fishing and get some pike on the bank. Whoa, nice pike just nailed the jig fly, and I was staring at the floor. Don't know how that happened. Just wasn't paying any attention to what I was doing. It sums up like every one of my videos. Just not paying any kind of attention. I think he felt the hooks. Got it. Oh no. Come on. There we go. Right at my feet. God, I hit it twice before I got it that 3rd time and crushed it. Little jack pike pattern. Oh. He absolutely nailed it. Look at that. Pike probably about £3, something like that. Let's wiggle that out. There we go.
Beautiful, clean fish. Probably, yeah, £3, something like that. Nice little guy. Awesome. Let's get him back. Bye bye. Swim down between my legs. Oh, that was cool. Oh, he was looking at it down on the bottom, I didn't realise. Chased it again. It's chasing it every time I cast out. Looking at it. Got it. Picked up off the bottom. That was awesome. Just twitching it right down on the deck. Right up into it, nose down, and took it. Let's get down here. Jump in water. Oh, it's going under a tree branch in the margin. Awesome on this setup, this 7 to 28 gram, 7 to 21 gram. He's a jumper, isn't he? Look at the way he grabbed that fly on the bottom. I actually have a better hookup rate with these jig flies. Look at that, than I do with conventional lures. I think it's because they just, when they suck that fluffy fly in, it just goes flying straight into the mouth. The hooks go straight in. It's not far down, but it's just a bit tricky. There we go. Popped out nicely. Really nice looking fish. Once again, probably a fish for about £3.5 to £4. Probably 3.5. Nice fish, nice and healthy. Big gnashes on him. Let's get him back. Alright, well he went happy, was he? There he goes. Got him on the jig fly. God, he crushed it. Don't know how much you could see on the GoPro then. I think I was just had the rod tip out of shot when thinking to myself then, I was just trolling it almost. Absolutely crushed it though. Reaper style jig fly. That little jack pike. So much fun using a lighter rod for this. Fat jack, probably about £4 or so. Absolutely crushed that jig fly. Look how fat he is. Yeah, definitely £4 I'd say, something like that. He should be a lot smaller, but he's just so fat. Yeah, I'd seen him follow a bit ago. I cast out to him a couple of times and he didn't take it. He just got very close. So I thought that was the end of that one. Started walking away. Ouch. Yeah, I started walking away from this fish. He had it a couple of times. Followed it a couple of times, should I say. Felt like he was going to take it, never did. So I started walking away. He absolutely crushed it. Proper fat little jack pike. Should only be a couple of pounds. It's probably about 4 pounds. Good jump, brother. Good jump. Good fight from that fish. Awesome on the jig fly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that same fish. I had one definitely the same size. Follow it in twice in this exact same spot. Followed it right into the edge, just wouldn't take it. And so I just thought, right, I'll start walking to the next spot. Thankfully I kept my fly in the water as I started to walk away. And he absolutely crushed it.
So thank you guys for watching. As always, I've enjoyed getting out, smashing some pike out on these jig flies. It's been great fun on that perch setup, essentially, up to I think 7 to 21 gram setup that is, and I absolutely loved it. End of the river season for me now. I know it will be a couple of weeks into the close season for you guys probably, and it's time for some more coarse fishing. I think fishing the canal, hitting that with some micro lures, heavier baits, fishing for bream, tench, whatever you guys want to see. In fact, just slam it in the description below, in the comment section below, I meant. And I'll catch you guys later.